Hello, Lucy here. So what we're going to work on today is a rebar coming through the plaster of a pool, and I'm going to show you what how to deal with that and the products to use. Okay, so let's get right to it. So this is the rebar rust coming through. You see that? Nasty. Okay, so what the products you want to use is this is a regular patch. This will be on the outside part, but it's really important that you use one of these two products. Move it out of the way first. So when we chip it out, again, easy patch is what I like to use. So you have to, once you chip it out and the rebar is exposed, you have to either use this as a pool rebar sealer, or you can use this Rust-Oleum rust reformer, and it converts rust and seals it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is chip as much as I can off of that, and I'll set the camera up, and then once we're down to the rebar, then we have to make a decision whether to cut it out or hammer it down. So I'll be right back. Okay, a couple things you want to be aware of when you're chipping out. And I just use like whatever chisel thing I can find and a hammer. If it's big, you can cut it out with a grinder and use a cutting blade. But see all this rust over here? So if the bottom of the pool or spa is wet, you're going to get a bunch of rust spots. And if you do, you can take it out after you're finished with everything with a little acid. But what I like to do is work on a dry surface, and then use and then I just have a shop vac and just pick up all the debris. Okay, I'm going to keep working on this. It looks like I'm getting a little bit close. See that? Really a lot of, can't see that. Okay, so I'm going to just keep chipping and we'll take it step by step. Okay, so I've chipped it out. See that rebar? I'm going to vacuum this stuff up, and then what I'll probably do is, there's a couple options you can do. You can either cut the thing out, but I don't want to make this larger, so I'm going to chip behind it and then try to hammer it in as much as I can. But you know, you don't really have to do that if you use this stuff. Okay, this one over here. If you use that, you just spray it on and it'll seal it. But this is actually, you know, if it were deeper, I'd feel more comfortable using this, okay? Because it's made specifically for rebar in a pool. Okay, anyway, I'm going to keep working on this, and I'll be back in a second. Okay, and to get these this other external rust and this black stuff here, trying to do this and hold the camera at the same time, and you get the idea. Okay, so I'm going to finish up, but yeah, so the external stuff, we're going to get that a little bit better, and then just start working on the patch. Okay. Okay, so I decided my approach to this. What I'm going to do is, because it's kind of close to the surface and I really can't get it any back further, so I'm going to use this rust reformer stuff. That's what builders do, or replasters. When they chip out and they see exposed rebar, then they just spray. They don't go through all this. And then I'm just going to use a little bit of this rebar rust repair kit, rebar sealer. And it comes with like an acrylic inside of it, and then let it dry, and then I'm not sure 100%, I got to read it again, it's been a while. And then I like the Easy Patch white pool plaster. There, you know, it's really nice because some products, when you use it, it's like a grayish, but this is actually really good. And it comes with like a little acrylic inside, so just use it a little bit at a time and try to be proportional. It's difficult to explain, but you know, it's a small amount, and add water and a little bit of that. Okay, so we have this pretty much chipped out as much as it possibly can. It's very difficult to see, I apologize. it's like the bottom of the spa, and there's not a whole lot of place to go. So let me see if I can get a better angle. But anyway, so see how this is the rebar right there, okay? Okay, so I mixed the rebar stuff, and it's like a, you know, they always say, oh, mashed potato consistency. You may want to do it a little bit thicker because it's going to be, you know, vertical, so you don't want it to slop down. So I'm going to just set this up, and so this is the sealer. Now I already sprayed that stuff, but I'm just going to jam this in there. And you leave enough space in front for the white plaster patch. Okay, and what I do, I want you to wait a little bit. So because I don't have time to wait, I have my vacuum cleaner on the blowing side. So I'm going to dry it, and it doesn't dry 100%, but you want to get as much of that rebar as you can, okay? Oops, was my hand in the way the whole time? Just smash it in. Leave it a little bit rough so that the white plaster patch material can adhere, okay? Okay, so it's dried, and for the most part. And so what I forgot to tell you on the other one, when you start, is to get a sponge and just kind of wet it first. So I'm going to do that again here. What I like to do is like just have a little bottle of water next to me and use all this stuff, so I'm not using a hose because the pressure might be too much. So I'm going to, I've got this almost, you know, just dry form and the cement bonder. I'm going to mix it up and then and put it on and smooth it, and that'll be it. So I'll be right back. So it's a very strange angle. Smash it in there so there's no air. And you always want to go a little bit out, farther out. You can always sand this. I'm going to let it set up a little bit. And actually, if you use a, what do you call it, a piece of plastic, so I'm going to get a soft piece of plastic to do this because it'll mold better. That's why I use extra. Yeah, it's on on two curves. Okay, second. And whenever you're doing any kind of like grout or plaster patch or something, cement, if you use warm water, it's going to set up a lot faster. So if you don't want it to set up fast, then use cold water. All right, I'll be right back with the little piece of plastic. So I borrowed a handicap sticker. What I usually use is, you know, a cutting board. They have those plastic ones that, you know, really flimsy. And I cut those in pieces, and I just don't have it with me. Okay, so I'm just gonna get a little piece of sponge. And now this particular pool is like so etched. I mean, it's like unbelievable. So that's why you're gonna see these things at the end. You just kind of, if you want, yeah, normally it wouldn't be like looking like this. I'll try to get to blend a little nicer. And you know, then when you put water in it and it's here, you know, you're not going to see it. The biggest thing is that big old rust spot at the beginning. But there you go, okay? So, hang on. Okay, so I hope you learned something, that's how you patch rebar, alrighty? And just come back and visit me on my website, and I'll try to get more videos out, and just let me know if there's anything that you know, you want to learn. Okay, have a great day. We'll see you next time. Bye.